Hi, I'm Victor Margiotta, and this is the Community Show. My guest tonight is Mary Prenon, and we're going to talk about losing weight and eating right and exercising. And, community is so important, and I feel like it is important that we share this information with the community. So I know a lot of people struggle with weight and with exercising, and we're going to do a little cooking, and we're going to talk about eating right and exercising. So, Mary, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. This is great. I'm really looking forward to what we're going to be doing here tonight.
Well, let's talk about the book first.
Okay.
So you wrote a book.
Right. It's called I'm Lazy and I Love to Eat. And basically, it's the story of my life because I am lazy and I love to eat. And the thing that's different about this is that I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm just a regular person, and it took me 19 years to lose 50 pounds because I kept yo-yoing for years with the same 20 pounds, back and forth, back and forth. And finally in, I guess 2018 or 2017, I finally got it together. And the book just came out this past spring. And I started writing it in 1998, just making notes about different things that happened in my life and different setbacks and funny stories. It may be the world's first comedy weight loss book, but there's some good advice, and it's from a regular person. Yeah. So it's not somebody who hasn't been there. I've been there. Yeah. So I know I can kind of empathize with what everybody else is going through. So that's what makes it really different.
Yeah. How important is the exercise factor?
It's huge. It's really huge because, I have probably, if I had a dime for every gym that I've joined, I'd probably be a millionaire now. But, the problem is you go to a gym and you say, okay, I'm really going to do it. I'm really going to get started now. And then you end up hating it, because it's not the right type of gym for you. I would go to big gyms and it was very impersonal. And then you would find that, you just didn't enjoy going there. Yeah. And in the book, I talk about being a before and a sea of afters because, it's intimidating when you're overweight and you go to the gym and you see all these skimpy little things and guys and they're, it's just overwhelming. But what I did, I finally found the right type of gym. Okay. A neighbor had told me about a small wellness club at a local hospital, and I started going there in 2015. Awesome. And what was different was that it was very small, it was very personal. You walked in, the receptionist knew you by name, you got to know people there, you got to know people in your class. In fact, one of the classes, we've all become friends and we all go out to dinner occasionally. So it was such a completely different experience, so that even if you didn't want to work out, you didn't feel like it, it was like, well, I'm going to go there because I'm going to see this person, I'm going to talk to this person, and, we'll chit-chat and we'll commiserate. And once you get on that, you get that rolling, then you think about, well, maybe I shouldn't eat that huge piece of cake. Maybe I should have an apple instead. And you start to make healthy choices because you don't want to ruin all the work that you just did. Right. So that's kind of what I talk about. And I talk about setbacks. I've had many, many setbacks, but you can't give up. I'm 61 years old now, and finally at this point, but it's a strugwe. Every single day is still a struggle for me. So
now, you said when you were young, like most of us our age, when we were kids, we were always outside playing, and exercise wasn't a problem.
No, not at all. And there was no low fat, low sugar, low sodium back in the day when we were growing up. You just ate whatever your mother put on the plate, and you ate it. But you were active. You were out. I was, riding bikes all the time. You were out playing tag and running, and it really didn't. The weight didn't get on because you were so active, which I think a lot of kids nowadays, there's a problem because everybody's, on their computer or on their phones.
And their games aren't outside, they're inside on a video game.
Yeah, so back, I was a skinny kid. And some of the pictures I put in the book, skinny up through high school, And then we were talking before the show,
Yeah.
like once you hit 30, it's like, and
Your
then once you hit
metabolism
40,
changes.
you know,
Yeah.
and 50, forget about it. You know,
Yeah.
it just kind of creeps up
Yeah.
because you're not as active as when you were a child
Sure.
because you're working hard, you're going to events, you're doing all this extra things, you're eating on the go, you're not making healthy choices. So it's, you know, life kind of creeps up on you like that. So
Well, let's start cooking. We're going to
Okay.
make turkey
we're going to
tacos.
make turkey tacos.
Okay.
And I choose turkey because one of the things that I found was that once I started watching my sodium, and you know, you always, the American Heart Association will always tell you to watch sodium. They recommend about 1,500 milligrams a day, you know, no more than 2,300. And once I started incorporating low sodium meals, I really, in conjunction with the working out, I really noticed a difference, a huge difference. So I always use turkey because, and you can get this right at the local grocery store. It's ground turkey. The one that we're using today is 93% lean. So there's not a lot of fat, there's not a lot of sodium in it, and I think it tastes just as good as the beef. I really can't tell the difference.
That's
The other
excellent.
thing with this is that taco seasoning can be loaded with sodium, really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I don't put anything. What you just use, olive oil. Sometimes I'll chop up maybe a little bit of onions or use some garlic salt,
Okay.
just to give it a little flavor, or maybe shake a little basil into it. But I really don't put anything else into it because it kind of ruins the flavor. And then, you know, for me now, if I were to do that, all I would taste is salt, and it's, ugh, you know.
I personally hardly ever put salt. Maybe right at the end, just
Right, a
to
pinch,
add a little
yeah.
flavor, because you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could add a pinch, to, you know, but and it's. I like meals that are really easy to prepare because I work full time, and I, you know, when I come home, when I finish work, I go to the gym every day. That's the secret. You never want to go home first
Right.
because you'll never get back out again. So you want to go to the gym right after work, and then I go. I don't get home till like 7:15, 7:30. So I need something like really, really easy
Right.
to prepare. And it's very easy. You just throw it in the pan. And I have some really, really simple to follow, easy recipes in the book too.
Yes, and this recipe's in the book.
Yes,
And it's called.
It is. It's called "I'm Lazy and I Love to Eat." Story of my life.
Yeah. What about the dish? Just turkey tacos? That's what it'll say in the.
Turkey tacos, yeah. I give like lots of suggestions for like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and this is one of. I mean, you could make this for lunch too. I think I may have put this under dinner suggestions, but it's, you know, you can
it's
also
an
make it.
excellent lunch, sure.
And what I also do is the cheese that I use. I always look for. This is a grated Mexican cheese that you can get at the local grocery store.
Yes.
And what I do is I always look for something low sodium, because again, you have to watch when you're adding things like cheese or a sauce to it. You have to, you know, take that into consideration
For
too.
sure, definitely.
Sometimes what I'll do is I'll add in like a little bit of tomato sauce
Yep.
when I'm making the tacos. You can get low sodium tomato sauce and a lot of times in the organic aisle of your grocery store. You just have to look. I mean, you know, truth be told, it can be a pain
Of
to
course.
read the labels all the time.
But
But
it's very important.
once you know and you pick it up and you go, oh, okay, that I've used that brand before, so this one's going to work for me, and I don't want that one. Then it becomes easy. So now when I'm grocery shopping, I know what I'm going to take.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, is sodium under anything else? Does it say salt? Does it say?
It will usually say sodium.
Okay.
In
And that'll
the-
be the indicator.
Yeah, and another thing that I've used that helps me tremendously. In fact, one of the trainers at the gym told me about this. It's a free app on your phone. It's called MyFitnessPal,
Okay.
and you download it. It's completely free, and it helps you track. It tracks your calories. It tracks your sodium, your sugars, your cholesterol, everything, and it'll tell you when you're getting close. Like you know, type the. It usually will pop up. It has like thousands and thousands of ingredients. And it'll usually tell you, okay, you're getting close to your sodium level, you're getting close to your sugar level, and you can keep track of it that way. And it's
pretty good.
really, I mean,
Well, now they have
you know,
apps for everything.
they have
so-
apps for everything, so yeah. So
Now,
this is
what's your
looking-
favorite type of exercise?
I kind of do like different, you know, if it's a nice day, I like to walk. We're here in the
Yeah,
Hudson Valley. There's so many
yeah.
beautiful
Oh, I
places to
know.
walk. In Peekskill, there's that beautiful walk down by the waterfront that goes all the way over to Charles Point. I actually did that yesterday.
That's beautiful.
That's a beautiful walk. There's one in Croton too, Croton Landing, which I love. And, you know, there's, I work in White Plains full time, so sometimes I go to the Kensico Dam in Valhalla, and that's really nice. Lately, you know, the weather's been so hot that we haven't been able to walk outside, but when I'm at the gym, like one day I'll switch it up and I'll do the treadmill, and then I'll do three times a week I'll do the weight training machines, because that's important too
course.
for your metabolism.
Yeah,
to
burns
try
more
it burns the
calories.
calories.
Yep.
It really revs up your metabolism. And then the other days I'll maybe do the elliptical machine, or sometimes I'll do the bike. And then classes, they have a Zumba class, they have a cardio tone class. It's a mixture of.
And once again, like you said,
yeah.
you're involved with other people, so it
Right,
motivates
it's
you a little.
motivating. In fact, our cardio tone class, we all kind of moan and groan. The instructor, you know, she's great. She's
Yeah.
perfectly fit, but it's good because the people in the class are in their 50s and 60s, so
Yeah,
there's not
so
like
you-
young
you
kids
feel
that,
like,
that you're
with
competing with.
your,
Yeah.
your peers, you know. So that's a good
But
thing.
yeah, and we have a lot of fun. And she'll say sometimes, "Mary, you're groaning the loudest tonight?" Or somebody else will be groaning. So
Well, even today I woke up and I had a little back issue going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's this back thing?
Yeah.
And then you don't feel like doing anything. You know?
right, I know.
Now this looks pretty
Looks
much done.
Yeah, that
It's
looks
done?
good.
Okay,
yeah.
good. And it's important to keep breaking it up. This way you get the
Right.
the
olive
smaller
oil
pieces
in it,
and
yeah,
the olive
yeah.
oils in it. Okay, good. So that, I would say done.
Right.
Okay. And now what do we do?
We're gonna put it. We're gonna put it in the tacos.
Okay, excellent.
Okay. So these are. I love these tacos because they're they're stand and stuffed tacos.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
really
Oh, look at
easy.
that.
And this brand, which you can get, again, you have to do your shopping at the local grocery store. This brand is only 110 milligrams of sodium for 2 tacos.
Okay, that's
so you
good.
can eat, because a lot of times people, you know, if you go out to a taco stand or whatever, you don't know what you're getting.
Right.
I, you know, do a lot of my own cooking
That's
because I
excellent.
know what I'm getting, and it's easy. You can also put a little lettuce on the bottom. I like to just put the tacos in.
Okay, and the turkey.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, you can add whatever you want
Of course,
to this. You can add
tomatoes.
tomato sauce. If you want to, sometimes I'll add like chopped up tomatoes or something. Yeah, and see how nicely they
Oh, that
stand?
is-
Yeah,
that's
they're
pretty
standing
good.
up by themselves. Because a lot of times you get the tacos are flopping over or they're flapping all off your
Yeah.
plate. But these are really great. And
So we'll have something for the crew. I'd like
Yeah.
to thank my crew, Kaz, for helping us, and Joe and Cecilia. Thank you so much, guys. So now we got something to eat for after the show.
And then what we're going to do is we can just garnish
Put a little
this
cheese.
with a little cheese.
Okay, good.
And get a little cheese out here. You know, and you can put on as much or as little as you want.
Exactly.
You know, it's up to you.
And the, you know, I think it's a great idea to put lettuce.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they say that romaine has a little more nutrition than
Right,
the
the dark green.
yeah.
Right.
You got it.
And like, you know, some people may think that this looks a little bland compared to the tacos that you eat. And you know,
But still,
it is, but it's way more nutritional because, you know, we've watched the sodium on the meat, the taco, and the cheese. So if you eat this, you're gonna have a healthy meal. And I also have this, which I won't put on now because it'll make it too soggy.
okay. So we'll wait.
There's a salsa that at the grocery store you can get. Just read the labels. This one is 80 milligrams of sodium, which is on the lower side. And I don't use a lot. Maybe I'll put a couple, you know, maybe a teaspoon on it. But again, you have to kind of, when you're first starting out doing this, it can be a pain. But you have to fish and look at oh no, that's too hot. You know, I was in the store today looking for crackers, and I must have picked up like, I don't know, 10 different brands. No, 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 and oh, okay. You know.
Well, another trick to dieting is you don't want to starve yourself.
No.
Because then your body retains everything.
Exactly.
If you're eating normally and regularly, then your body doesn't you know, it's not in you know, retain mode.
Right.
Where it's afraid it's not going to get fed. You know, it's a natural
and that's a
instinct.
mistake that some people make. And they'll, oh, you know, I'm on a diet, I'm not going to eat. But you need protein.
Yep.
You know, I do usually a salad every day for lunch, but I make sure I have like turkey, chicken, or shrimp. I do shrimp a lot, or a little salmon. You know, just to change it up a little bit. And then I'll also do like a snack in between. Breakfast, my healthy snacks, like for example, I do an apple and I cut it up and I put peanut butter. So, and because the peanut butter has the protein and it keeps you filled so that you're not like starving by lunchtime.
Exactly.
And then I keep like unsalted nuts on my desk. And in the afternoon, I'll just grab a handful of the nuts. And you know, you can find that. Now the grocery store has tons of unsalted nuts, which are great.
Well, the problem is that a lot of these products, that's how they preserve it. They put all that salt in. And, you know, that's not good for us.
Right.
So,
right.
And that's a good, you know, that's an excellent point that you're making, that you have to make sure you read the sodium levels.
Like I said, it can be a pain in the beginning, but then once you get into the habit and you know what kind of brands you like, then you just pick them, and it's 1, 2, 3. You know, your shopping cart's all filled up. So.
But I think that's a great idea. You know, don't wait until you're starving to eat.
Right.
You know, start with an apple or something like that.
Yeah.
I love bananas or anything.
Are great.
For me, sweet potatoes. I used to not like sweet potatoes, but they're very good for you.
They're
really good for you.
Yeah.
So when you're hungry, if you eat that first, you know, you could pretty much eat it because you're hungry.
Yeah.
You know, instead of filling up on, you know, like the steak or the whatever the main course is. And then you say, oh, I don't need the sweet potato now because I'm full.
Right.
So if you eat that first while you're hungry, then you're getting the nutrition that you need.
That's a good snack, too.
Of course.
And when you can just do a little olive oil on the sweet potato, which is really good. And yogurt, I do the Greek yogurt. I look for either like 0% or 1%.
Yeah.
And the only thing with yogurt, you have to watch the sugars. Because some of the more like desserty
Loaded,
type, they're loaded. You're like, whoa, this isn't healthy.
I know, right.
But you can find, you know, just do some fishing at the supermarket and you can find the brands
and
that
trick
have.
is definitely to read the labels.
Read the labels.
It's
huge.
Okay, so now we're going to make nachos with zucchini.
Right. So
That's
this
Italian for zucchini.
This is another healthy option instead of using the chips, because a lot of times, I mean, you can find low sodium chips, but if you have a bunch of them, it can be, you know,
not good for you.
Not good for you. So I just discovered this one day. I was dying for nachos, and I had no chips, but I had a zucchini, and it's like, I wonder how that will work. So I just tried it, and it was delicious.
That's awesome.
So should I?
Yep, go
cut?
ahead.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to just cut the top part of it out here. So I just make like little rings like this. I'm not as good of a chef here as you are, but I'm, you know. This is my amateur cutting here.
Looks good to me.
Okay.
Just be careful with your fingers.
Yeah, no. And so we're just cutting the zucchini rounds, and you can put these in a pan, or you can put them in the microwave.
Right. How do they come out in the microwave?
They come out really, really good in the microwave. Really? You don't need to put them in for that long.
Oh, yeah.
And I like them like a little bit crunchy. So, yeah, you can put.
You know, now if you watch a chef cook, every time it's salt.
Right,
you know,
right.
And
so we're not throwing any
not
extra salt in here.
We're minusing the salt.
Right.
I mean, that's what this show is all about. So. All right,
and yeah,
so
you can cook them in the pan, or you can cook them in the microwave, whatever you want to do.
Now, olive oil. This is 10% olive oil.
Okay.
Olive oil kind of breaks down when you cook it, so
you
know it's better for like salad dressings and you know dips. But it's better. There's, like vegetable oil is a little better to cook in because
Right.
it doesn't break down. So.
Okay. And you can also get, I have like some flavored olive oils, like they have them in everything, like lemon, they have basil, all kinds of different flavors. And then what I do is when they're cooking, after we can do that afterwards or before, I usually put like a little bit of salsa
Yep.
on the top, and then
Oh,
I
that
put the
sounds good.
cheese on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good, and you're getting your vegetables too.
Well, that's
whereas
key, yeah.
normally, if you were just
No,
doing
corn chips aren't bad for you, really.
No, no. This is just an
But this is much
alternative
better,
to get,
sure.
I mean, you could even do this as part of your dinner if you just wanted, if you just didn't want plain zucchini, if you wanted to just jazz it up a little bit. And
Sure.
sometimes what I do is take zucchini and I'll chop it up with yellow squash or with eggplant. And I have one of those chopper things that
Yeah.
that you see on the TV.
Yeah.
So it's really easy. Just put it in and close
Yeah,
the lids.
and bang.
Again, fast. I want fast.
Yeah,
When I'm
well,
coming
that's
home
key.
from the
I know,
gym, I'm like,
I know.
I can't cook,
That's,
But yeah.
I like that idea. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. The,
So,
the
that's looking
5-minute
good.
chef.
Yeah, there you go.
So what, you said you were writing notes over the years about different
About
things.
different things, like just different things. And it was kind of like a mishmash, and then I kind of put it together in chapters as a book, and I started about talking about like motivating, like what's going to motivate you
Yeah.
to do it. And for me, it was like health reasons too, because
Yeah. Yeah, being overweight is not healthy.
No. And there's a funny story in there, and
Okay.
I have a cardiologist because I'm on a low dose of blood pressure medication, as are many people over 50. But the first time I went to him, very nice guy, he said to me, matter of fact, and he's a younger guy, kid in his 40s, he says to me, well, you're heavy, but you're not the heaviest person I ever saw. I was in shock. It was the first time in my life that I said nothing. I was
Yeah.
like, I cannot believe this guy just told me I was fat. I can't believe. And to this day, he swears he never said it. And I said, look, I'm not that old that I don't remember. You
yeah.
said it. But it kind of like hit me, blindsided me because nobody had ever said that to me before.
Right.
Not that they didn't think it,
Yeah.
but nobody ever said it to my face. And I was like, wow, I really got to get myself together here. So that was kind of what started the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And then, and I talk about like healthy choices and, getting in your workouts. And then I have a huge chapter on setbacks because you have many, because
Yeah.
you may want to, start out, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, I'm going to eat healthy, and that doesn't happen because life gets in the way. Maybe
course.
somebody gets sick in your family, or you have to work overtime, and whatever your situation is, it doesn't happen, and then you get upset, and then you start feeling sorry for yourself, and then you get into this funk again, and you're right back where you started,
Yeah.
which is what happened to me like over and over again, like different things in your life that happen, and you
Yes.
go, okay, well, I guess I gotta start from scratch
Right.
again,
Well,
but
that's huge. When I exercise, I was in a sport in high school, and I always enjoyed, exercising. But there are times, like you said, life gets in the way, and then you don't exercise.
right,
But the biggest trick, I think, is start back slow
right.
and go gradual.
Don't kill
go
yourself.
in there,
No.
because then you'll be turned off.
You'll be
And
turned
then-
off, exactly. And I said, in the tips, I put tips at the end of each chapter, and I said, what you can do is maybe instead of going in and getting the membership, most gyms will let you try it
Yes.
for a week. And try it out and see if you like it, and then you can say, well, this place is for me, or no, this place is not for
Is
me.
not, right.
And then then you don't waste all this money and all this time. I know we've probably all wasted like tons of money on,
course.
on
Yeah.
memberships
I
that we
know.
didn't use. So it's a good idea just to try things like that.
course.
Yeah.
You
So
gonna put salsa on this?
let's put some
Okay.
salsa on.
Now, you mentioned the doctor. How important is it if people try these new diets to maybe
I think they
consult a
should.
doctor
There's so
first?
many crazy diets out there. And I've tried many of them, like the liquid ones. And I said in the book, I was so hungry at the end of the day, I was ready to eat my car. I mean, some of them are just crazy, you know. But I would talk to, you know, my cardiologist was good because he gave me some great ideas. And, you know, you kind of have to use common sense. I mean,
of course.
if you're going to, you know, eat a whole cheesecake, it's maybe not the healthiest thing for you to do. You know, and there's tons of information out there online. Lots of places that you can go, and I put some really great, I have a shopping list actually at the end of the book that tells you what to buy. You know, and you know, you can make your own recipes, but this is like really simple too. I mean, it's really easy. Even if this is a great lunch dish, if you're hungry but you're not starving, you want something, or even an afternoon snack. I've done that too.
All right, you're on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook, and you can just type in "I'm lazy and I love to eat."
Okay, and they'll find you there.
They'll find me there, and the book is available online. So I do also some video blogs on Facebook of things like what we just did, like cooking, like really simple, like how do you cook? And I'm usually in my sweats from the gym, and you know, I'll say, okay, well, this is what, you know, this is how you make this, and people seem to like it because it's easy, and it's you know, again, from somebody who's not a nutritionist, who's just a regular person off the street, who's been there and who knows what other women and men are going through too, you know.
Well, I want to personally thank you for doing this. You know, you could have just kept this to yourself and, you know, but you're willing to share this with the community.
Thank you.
And that's so important. And I think this is what people need to do. I don't think we're as involved with the community as we should be. But, you know, part of that is, like you said, the computer, and you know, people have video games, and now you can just sit home and be entertained, you know. Whereas when we were kids, you had to go outside to be entertained, you know. And but here you're you know, giving us great ideas, talking about motivation, which is key, and you know, you're going to have setbacks. There's no doubt about it. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, you're going to have, I mean, just if you have a bad day at work, you know, or somebody, you know, you have an argument with somebody. And it can be very simple, or it can be major. Maybe someone in your family passes away or something like that. You know, I talk about that too when I lost my dad and how that affected me. You know, it can be anything. And, you know, I know because I've been through it, and it's easy to say you got to get back on that horse again, but you do, because you know life goes on. You have to go beyond the setback. You know, have a pity party for yourself for one day, and you know, sit around. And then the next day, say, "All right, that's it. I'm done. Let me get back, and let's just do it."
Definitely.
And that's the thing. You can never, even, you know, like I said, I'm 61 now, and I didn't give up easily, and I just was like, thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's the show. Find Mary's book. It's on...
it's online. You
can
find it
online. And
just type in the title, I'm lazy and I love to eat.
There you go. I'm Victor Margiotta. This is The Community Show, and thank you for watching.